our city get back moving at full strength quicker as well. Please continue to stay at home throughout today, and if you can, tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that a lot today. I know that the snow accumulation might be at the lower end of what was predicted, but this was still and still is, as the snow continues to come down right now, a very significant winter event, a significant amount of snowfall for Louisville. And the snow will continue through this evening, as you'll hear more details about in a moment from the National Weather Service. The snow might stop later this afternoon or this evening, but our crews are going to keep working 24/7 as they have over the past several days. We've been preparing for the worst, and we are ready to continue fighting this rapid accumulation of snowfall that we're still seeing throughout the city right now. And what we need is time. We need time to let our snow team do the work on the roads to get them plowed. And we're going to need time after the snow stops later this afternoon, because right now, as much as we're plowing and we're salting, the snow accumulation continues to fall and go right back on the roads. And so we're going to need some time after the snow stops. I'm sure you all have seen by now, just recently, Jefferson County Public School System closed their schools for Monday and Tuesday. And I'd like to encourage employers across the entire community to be flexible with your employees for tomorrow on Monday. And having folks off the road on Monday is going to be helpful to our recovery efforts, and it will be safest for employees, for our entire community. Louisville Metro government is going to do just that. We are encouraging people who can work from home, that are Louisville Metro government employees, to work from home tomorrow on Monday. And all Louisville Metro government employees should look for an email this afternoon from HR or their manager about details regarding their department and their position. We'll have more to say about all of this and what we're doing about the roads, but let's start with the weather, what we've seen and where we're headed. So I'm going to turn it over to Brian Neudorf from the National Weather Service to give a quick weather update. Brian?
Thank you, Mayor. All right, as the mayor pointed out, yes, this was more on the lower side of things. We did get a little bit of sleet that came in overnight, but as the mayor said, this is still a pretty significant winter storm. And what we're going to see, we are now on the backside of that snow amount. So we could probably still pick up another, say, 1 to 2 inches of snow when everything kind of really finally tapers off between, say, 6 and 8 o'clock this evening. We are out of the ice threat as temperatures have dropped, but that's also what leads us into the next thing. So that winter storm warning continues until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, but a cold weather advisory goes into effect at midnight tonight, and that's going to continue pretty much until Monday when we then transition to an extreme cold warning. We are looking at temperatures to continue to get colder. So highs tomorrow will be about 13 degrees. Overnight lows by tomorrow morning will be in the single digits. And we will see wind chills to be about 0 to 10 below with the extreme cold warning Monday night, Tuesday, with temperatures down to about 5 below to 0, and then 10 to 20 degrees below 0. I know a lot of people are wondering how long is the cold going to last. We anticipate the cold to pretty much stay with us throughout the week. The highest temperature will be 25 on Tuesday. And really, we don't get above freezing until probably early February or about a week from now. That's about Monday or Tuesday of next week. As far as any additional snow throughout the week, it's fairly quiet. But we do have the possibility of a quick inch maybe Wednesday evening. But to recap, we're on the backside of the snow, and now our attention turns to the really cold temperatures coming in for pretty much the bulk of the week, and especially early on here, Monday and Tuesday.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you very much, Brian. So in preparation for this snow event and as it continues and in the recovery phase, our snow teams have been working round the clock 24/7 in 12-hour shifts, plowing roads in extremely challenging conditions, which is what it is right now. I just about an hour or so ago just ended riding a route with Scott, one of our many snow team drivers, and Scott's been doing this for 18 years. We have great folks like Scott around the city that are plowing our roads as we speak. During each shift, each 12-hour shift, we have about 70 trucks that are on the road. That includes 60 that are Louisville Metro government, And again, preparing for the worst with this metro storm, we brought in an additional 10 trucks from a contractor to support and add to our efforts. Overall, we have about 200 snow team members that are working on this effort. Some of the other additions that we've made to fight this snow and get the roads cleared, we have about $3 million of new equipment that we've added since last winter. All of that new equipment is out on the road right now. That means fewer breakdowns from our trucks, more trucks that are plowing more of the time. Before the snow started, we pre-treated 900 miles of roadway with brine that contained a mixture of magnesium chloride and molasses to help it work during the frigid temperatures. Yes, molasses. I got a lot of questions about this yesterday. That is an adhesive that was added to the brine to help it better stick to the road. So in those initial hours of the snow, it could do its job. Also, yesterday afternoon, we switched to salting the roads. And that has a calcium chloride additive that allows the salt to work at lower temperatures, given the extreme low temperatures that you just heard from Brian talk about that we are experiencing. And so right now we are doing both plowing and salting. As the trucks plow, they are also putting salt behind them to help as snow continues to fall. We have 111 snow routes across the entire county. And again, all of them have been salted and plowed at least once, but they will be hit a couple of more times during this snow event to get them clear. And we're going to continue to do that until all of our snow routes are clear. You can follow our progress online at louisvilleky.gov, where we have our snow route maps, and you can also see whether they have been hit. But again, just because you may see on the map that a road has been plowed does not mean it's safe and passable yet, because of that continuous accumulation of snow that we're getting. So far, in terms of that salt that I just mentioned, we have used 7,500 tons of salt. That is a lot of salt. We still have plenty left. We started the event with more than 30,000 tons of salt on hand, so we have plenty to last us to keep the roads safe. Again, we're going to ask everybody to please stay off the roads as best as possible through tomorrow so we can get the roads clear. There is so much that you can do, particularly today on a Sunday. I encourage people to read a book they've been meaning to read. Find a show they've been meaning to watch. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Try cooking a new dish. Play a game with your family. But please do your best to stay off of the roads. And I'm so thankful that folks across the city have been listening to that advice as the roads are quiet right now while a snow team does their job. To talk a little bit more about the snow team's plan over the next 24, 36 hours, I'd now like to welcome Wes Sidnor, who's our Director of Public Works. Wes?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I would like to start by thanking our snow team. This includes not only our operators out in the field on roads, but also mechanics, dispatchers, and support staff working behind the scenes to keep equipment running and crews moving. Their work often happens out of sight, but it's absolutely critical. We also have more than 200 members of the snow team who support snow operations, including Public Works, which includes Louisville Roads, DOT, Solid Waste Management, Emergency Services, Parks and Rec, Codes and Rec, Regs, and Fleet Services. I've been out on site many times today visiting with folks, and also like to thank the families of these team members who these are long hours, long days, and they're working hard without their families. So as the mayor mentioned, our snow team is working around the clock, 12-hour shifts to keep up with changing conditions, to keep the roads safely and to keep people safe. Snow is falling, and with temperatures well below freezing, we're dealing with conditions where precipitation can freeze quickly on roadways. This presents real challenges, but our team is actively responding. We ask residents to show patience. Snow removal during an active event takes time, and it takes a lot of diligence to remain safe and get that job done right, but we will get this job done. It will take time. So if you can stay home, again, we strongly encourage you to do so. Stay off roads so we can help reduce traffic, to help keep everyone safe, and allow our crews to work. If you have to be out, take it slow, give yourself extra time, and give yourself plenty of distance with other vehicles, and use caution on bridges and overpasses because those freeze faster than other roads.
Thanks, Wes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Wes. In addition to those 200 team members and the 70 trucks that are working round the clock across the community, we also have many other partners and folks that are doing this. We have cities throughout Jefferson County like J-Town and Middletown and Anchorage that have their own public works departments and snow teams that are plowing their roads. There are homeowners associations that plow neighborhood roads. I know there are a lot of contractors that are out there that plow as well. And then, of course, we have a close partnership with Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. KYTC is responsible for plowing the highways across our county, and they're also out there 24/7. Today, we have Matt Bullock from KYTC with us, who's going to give us an update on their efforts. Matt.
Thanks again, Mayor. As the mayor said, we are responsible solely for the interstates in Jefferson County. Of course, we take care of all state roadways in the outer counties that we manage in District 5. But as already mentioned, we've continuously working around the clock. We have 50+ contract trucks as well as state workers that are driving, our CDL drivers driving state trucks that have been working around the clock and will continue to do so until we get this thing out of the way. And then even in some days later in the week, we'll probably be pushing back the shoulders as well. With the temperatures as low as they are, especially at nights, we could have some refreezing on the roadway. So getting those shoulders pushed back on the interstates is important, but that's secondary to what we're going on right now, which is we are primarily all about getting the interstates passable. So sometimes that means only one lane or a couple lanes. For example, the Waterson Expressway is 4 or 5 lanes in each direction. But I will say that this afternoon especially, we've had the opportunity for 6 or 7 trucks that we run in echelon, which are kind of in tandem and separated so that they can get multiple lanes clear in one single pass. That has happened this afternoon. We'll get some video of that and post it to our social media pages. With that said, thanks again to the mayor and his team for a partnership we have in the Louisville area. We're all on the same team. We're all the same job. We're all working very hard, and we'll get through this. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. Again, to give all of these folks time to do their job, and since the snow is not going to end until tonight, we do encourage people to stay off the roads and to be flexible tomorrow on Monday as well. We also want to request that anyone who is doing private snow removal, as is happening all across the county right now, please don't push the snow into the public right-of-way. That makes it much more difficult for all of these great folks that are doing this difficult work. It makes their job much harder. I also want to let folks know that tomorrow garbage and recycling will not happen here if you get your service from Louisville Metro government. Those same individuals that drive the garbage and recycling trucks are also folks that are on our snow team and are driving plows. And so because there's that overlap, we're going to prioritize snow removal through tomorrow on Monday. So Monday, there will not be garbage or recycling pickup. I want to give one special shout out to a member of our snow team. Two members of our snow team. Zach Lewis, who's a snow team driver last night, came across an individual who was unconscious and suffering a medical emergency that he saw while doing one of his routes. He called in to a dispatcher, Clarissa Lamar, and he got that man some help to transport him to safety. They truly saved a life, and we're deeply grateful to Zach and Clarissa for going the extra mile. That's what Louisville is all about. That's the type of effort that we see day in and day out. And I just want to give Zach and Clarissa a special thanks. This is also the first winter storm that we've deployed our new emergency dashboard. You can actually see it behind me right here. This is a tool that we developed in-house to give ourselves a clearer, faster, and more comprehensive understanding of how severe weather is impacting our community. This dashboard uses real-time 911 data to map and track key incidents across Jefferson County. Thanks to all of you and thanks to the entire community listening to the warnings and staying inside yesterday and today, we are trending well for a snowstorm of this severity because people are staying at home. As you can see, we've received about 50 calls for accidents, about 5 calls for cold exposure, and 3 down power lines since this event occurred. We've also received a few calls about sledding injuries. So we want to encourage people, if you are enjoying some of this snow on a hill, please do be careful if you are outdoors sledding. If you want to check out some of our sledding hills in our parks, that list is on louisvilleky.gov as well. Sergeant Matt Sanders from LMPD is here. LMPD, like the fire department and EMS, works round the clock as well, even during severe weather. And he's going to give you a little bit of update from what LMPD is working on over the last day and what's to come as well. Sergeant Sanders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of things from LMPD, snow routes and vehicle removal. Snow routes remain a priority for LMPD to enforce during this weather event. As of just a few minutes ago, we've removed a total of 25 vehicles off the snow route. And then another 10 additionally were impounded. Those were vehicles that were left abandoned on interstate highways and like the emergency exit areas. So a total of 35 vehicles were removed from LMPD during this storm so far. We appreciate the public's continued cooperation in helping keep these critical routes clear so that public safety remains a priority for the snow removal crews. Now on to collision reporting and online. Since the onset of this weather event, LMPD has responded to a total of 61 vehicle collisions. The dashboard reflects non-injury. LMPD responded to an additional 9 injury collisions for a total of 61. There were no injury collisions reported today so far. That means people are staying off the roads, and we're grateful for that. To keep our officers available for emergencies and to reduce unnecessary on-scene exposures, we've transitioned to online collision reporting for all non-injury collisions. This system is powered by the Kentucky State Police. It's mobile friendly. It allows drivers to complete reports from their phone. So all you have to do is call dispatch. If you're not injured, 574-7111. We can text you the link, and we've sent that link out 26 times so far to motorists that were not injured. We're encouraging that. Make sure you exchange names, contact information, insurance information, use your phone to take pictures of the damage, and then remove your vehicle from the roadway. Now, if you're injured or you cannot remove your vehicle, still call MetroSafe at 574-7111, and we'll get help out to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sergeant Sanders. Appreciate that. This morning, our Louisville fire team responded to a structure fire at a residence on Taylor Boulevard. And so as you can imagine, fighting a fire is challenging enough. It's even more challenging during these extreme temperatures. So to talk a little bit more about safety during these, to prevent that from happening to your house, please, next up is Chief Brian O'Neill from the Louisville Fire Department. Chief O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very fortunately, there were no injuries with that Taylor Boulevard fire this morning. We did have 2 people that were displaced, but the Red Cross stepped in to make sure that they've got housing, shelter, clothes, et cetera. So some of the things, now that fire, that was electrical in nature. It was something that nothing that they could have done to prevent, but things that you can do. The mayor mentioned, trying to get do some good cooking in your home. If you're a person that has normally eaten out or ordered, maybe you haven't used your stove or your oven in a while, make sure it's clean before you use it. Another thing, if you realize that there is something burning inside of your oven, keep it closed, turn it off. That's what ovens are meant for. They can maintain and withhold all that fire. If you see an emergency like that in your home, call us early. Oftentimes people, they're nervous. They see something going on with maybe cooking or small. They're like, oh, I'm going to take care of this myself. Go ahead and start to do that, but call us, get us on the way. Whatever your emergency is, you call us, we're coming. We mentioned before about space heaters. Please keep space around them. Do not use extension cords for those. Be cautious around that. And if you're out there shoveling, please do try to clear a hydrant that's near your house to help out your firefighters. And a special thank you to all of our firefighters that are out there working in this cold. As you can imagine, we fight fire with water. Water in this temperatures, it's going to freeze quick. Your men and women that are out there on the fire department are working hard. They're getting cold, but they're going to keep serving this community. So we thank you for that.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you very much, Chief. As the Chief just talked about some of the challenges of this frigid cold temperature, one of our significant concerns are individuals who don't have a home that are in our community during these times. I'm going to give a giant thanks to John Pilbeam and his entire team that are out every day, morning, throughout the day, trying to encourage folks to come inside to offer them transportation to some of the many shelters that are available across our community. We're operating under white flag conditions now, which means shelters are taking everybody in. And we've got folks like John that are out there every day helping to find people who need a warmer place to be. So without further ado, next up is John Pilbeam from our Heart team. Thanks, John.
Good afternoon. Our homeless engagement assessment response team's been out since Monday, letting folks know that the storm is coming and then the cold behind it will be here. They were out yesterday all day. They're out right now, and they'll be out this evening. If you see someone that might need our help, please call 311 first. If it's just something that maybe there's somebody out panhandling that might need our help, call 311. Let them send us out. If you feel like there's somebody in danger, of course, call 911. As the mayor has mentioned, we are on white flag. We have a lot of shelters open. You can get a full list on the mayor's snow page on louisvilleky.gov. But Exodus Ministries and Hope Rescued are open. They opened yesterday. They're open today, and they'll be open through Friday, and then we'll reevaluate midweek whether we need to extend that. But white flag is in effect, and Wayside does have plenty of space available still.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, John. In addition to the shelters and the work that the Heart team is doing, we also have our libraries are open today. Fortunately, we have not lost as much power as we expected. You'll hear about that update in a minute, but we wanted to make sure that we had locations that were available, and so our libraries will be open until 5 p.m. today. I just stopped by one of our libraries to thank the folks that were there. I do want to also give a thanks to ABC and the Sheriff's Department, who are providing transportation to some of our Louisville Metro government employees that need a ride in these conditions to get to work, so that we can keep those locations open if people need a place to warm up, to charge a phone, to get a plan in place in the event that they need to. Let me go over tomorrow what Metro government locations will be available tomorrow in the event individuals need a temporary warming location, a place to charge your phone, or to make plans. We will have 4 libraries open tomorrow from 10 to 5. Newburgh Library, Western Library, Southwest Regional Library, and St. Matthew's Library. Additionally, from 9 to 4 tomorrow, we will have 2 neighborhood place locations open, Bridges of Hope and the Shawnee Neighborhood Place. All of those are locations that anyone can go to if they need a place to warm up, to charge, or to make other plans. We'll post all of those as well. As I mentioned, I wanted to thank the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office for their work in helping get some of our Louisville Metro government employees where they need to be. And with the Sheriff's Department here today to talk about that and some other things is Deputy Chief Steve Healy.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Due to the extremely cold weather impacting our area, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office has made the decision to temporarily suspend the enforcement of set-outs and evictions until a minimum of February the 2nd of 2026. This decision is rooted in one basic principle. It's public safety. The dangerous temperatures we're experiencing create real and immediate risks. No family should be forced from their home during conditions that could put their health or their life in jeopardy. By taking this step, we anticipate preventing approximately 30 families from being displaced during this severe weather event. This is about protecting people, especially at a time when exposure to extreme cold can be deadly. I also want to recognize the work of our deputies that are out working right now, making sure that essential personnel are getting to places such as our call takers, the individuals that are working the warming stations. We've transported individuals that are working at nursing homes and caring for our elderly there. It's just a commitment to this community, not only our deputies, but all of our partners in public safety that are doing to make sure we keep a safe environment here. With that being said, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office tomorrow, any consumer-related departments will be closed, such as the tax department, CCDW department. We won't be doing any vehicle inspections or anything like that to be able to keep people off the roads. Just monitor our website for future when we'll reopen those departments. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Healy. And our final speaker, and then we'll have some parting thoughts and then take questions from members of the media, is Jody Myman, who's been working round the clock here at the Emergency Operations Center with his team that is working incredibly hard throughout this entire snow event. Jody's going to give an update on some of the emergency operations and also an update on LG&E and power issues. Jody?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple specific things real quick. We did have a major power outage last night in the west end of Louisville. There was about 5,000 customers that lost power, but LG&E did a great job to isolate and get that power back on within about an hour and a half. So customers didn't have to go too long without the cold. And we are aware of a situation that's going on in the Fairdale area at the on Candlelight Afterglow and on the Glimmer Way. There's an apartment complex up on the top of a hill there that's without power. Just know if you hear this or you've got family members that live in that area, LG&E is working on site. They're in the process right now of setting 2 new poles, and they expect in the next several hours to have the power restored to that entire area. So we're monitoring it. If there's something that happens that they're not able to do that, we'll set a shelter up or we'll get people, to where they're not in the cold through the night. But again, LG&E expects that to be restored over the next several hours. So we're working on that. We're in constant communications with them, and we're monitoring that situation.
Sure. Thank you, Jody. Just a couple final other pieces of information. Our partners at TARC wanted to let everyone know that right now they have temporarily suspended service given the road conditions out there right now. So please visit ridetarc.org to stay up to date on as those as TARC service comes back online. I also want to remind everybody to please bring your pets in. Of course, they need to go out occasionally, but please, if they are outside, bring them in. In addition to the snow, these extremely cold temperatures are not healthy for pets either, and we want them to all be safe as well. Please continue to follow our social media channels. We'll continue to keep everybody informed through that. We'll continue to do briefings as necessary. It is going to continue to be cold out there, so this effort is going to continue until our roads are clean and we are back at it. I also want to end with a couple of final thoughts to reiterate what we've talked about before we open this up for questions. And first is thanks, and second is a request for patience. Starting with thanks. Thanks to the entire community for listening to the encouragement that we've provided to stay off of the roads yesterday and through today. That is making our entire team's job easier so they can more effectively clear the roads, and you will stay safe, they will stay safe, and our community will get back going as quickly as possible. We do have some friends, I know there are people that need to travel, and we have some friends at the Jeep Club, the Rough Cut Jeep Club, that have been helping out just like the Sheriff's Office has been as well. That's a group of Jeep owners who have banded together to provide transportation to first responders, people who may need transportation to dialysis appointments, or the elderly who may need some emergency medicine. If you want to reach out to the Jeep Club for a transportation, their number to call is 502-509-4454. Thank you very much to them as well. You know, just like the folks in the Jeep Club, this is when Louisville shines, and we've seen so many acts of kindness across the entire community. We've seen neighbors helping neighbors by pulling cars that have gotten stuck. We've heard so many other stories as well. I've shared some here today. And again, thank you to the entire community. And please hang in there. Hang in there for about the next day and a half or so. Even when the snow stops falling later today, we need a little bit of time to get the roads clear, to get the roads safe. We want you to be safe, and so the best thing to do is, if you can, to continue to remain home. We'll keep you up to date. We'll continue to keep you up to date on the progress of our team that's working 24/7 to keep Louisville safe and to keep us moving forward. Thank you all very much. And with that, we're happy to take any questions from members of the media.
With how cold it is and salt not working in super great conditions, how do you expect the roads to be clear and safe for drivers?
So the question on all of our minds with the temperatures and with the snow. When do we expect the roads to be clear? Our hope is that by the end of the day, Monday, we'll be in a much better position. That will have been about 24 hours after snow has ended. But again, the snow is still falling. And so it's making conditions extremely challenging right now because right when we plow and salt, more snow covers it. So we're going to keep working for as long as it takes. Our hope is that by Monday night, we will be in a much better place than we are right now.
With the contractor that you guys hired, you spent millions of dollars, you grind a lot more in the last few days than you said in the past few years. Have you noticed a major difference in the response this year compared to other snow events?
The question was about, have we noticed a difference between this event and other snow events given all the improvements? Every snow event is different because of how the snow falls, whether it's snow or ice, and what order it falls, what the temperature is. And so each event poses its unique set of challenges. I can say with great confidence that we are in a much better position right now than we would have been because of these investments that we have made preparing for snow events like this. Having the additional crews, having new equipment, using brine more than we have, the collaboration and communication between all of our partners, that is all making a positive difference and will continue to stay at it 24/7.
We noticed a few people hanging outside on 4th Street yesterday, last night, today. Can you speak to the challenges of getting people to go inside? There are people obviously who don't want to go inside. Why
Sure.
does that happen? And what is your action?
So we realize there's going to be a lot of folks that are going to be resistant to change. What we're going to do is we're going to be persistent. We may not be able to get to that person the first time, engage enough to be able to get them inside, but we're going to continue to do that over and over again until we can try to help that person get inside.
Why is that all?
I think that there's just challenges that some folks have. They think they can perform the cold, and they've been on the streets for a while. Maybe that's just what they're going to continue to do. Like I said, we're going to stick with them. We're going to try to get them off the streets.
And you keep an eye on those people.
Yes, sir.
In regards to the apartment complex in Fairdale, is that a result of, for them not to be having power, is that a result of ice or snow, or can you expand upon that and how many people are affected?
There's two posts, some wires that were pulled down and two posts that were damaged.
Okay, yeah, there's some wires that were down and two posts that were damaged. I can tell you that the event last night in the West End that Jody referred to, where about 5,000 customers lost power for a couple of hours there, that was not the result of the weather. An individual had let go of some Mylar helium balloons that got tangled in wires, and that's what caused it. But again, LG&E was able to get folks back up in a few hours there.
And how many people are impacted by that?
A couple of hundred right now.
191.
191 people are impacted in the Fairdale area right now by that, the outage that Jody talked about.
Can we ask, well, the same question about asking you about when you think the interstates safe to people going forward?
The question is for Matt Golick from KYTC about when the condition of the interstates and what he projects over the coming days.
I can attempt to look into my crystal ball a little bit, but we still have some snow today and tonight. And talking with the National Weather Service, there's additional chances for some bursts and so forth. We're not out of the clear. We don't fully get on top of things until it stops because it's still coming down. There's material coming down as we're putting material and plowing. But over the next, as the mayor already said, next day and a half is we're going to really get on top of this moving forward. Temperatures are still going to be issues at nights with some of the refreezing, as I mentioned.